I'm here so I won't get fined.
We talking about practice.
Come see me. I'm about that.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to I Am Athlete Daily, presented by Vivid Seats. I love that video. We talking about practice. What's your favorite part, Hollywood? Brian, what's your favorite part of that video? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Monday. I'm getting off script already. I just want to talk about the video. Every time I watch the video, it's like, yo, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Talking about practice.
I like the anything is possible part
Anything is
with
possible.
KG.
Yeah, I like
There you
that.
go. B.
Yeah. I like the Ingram part at the end. I'm about that. It's pretty good.
I'm
Pretty
about
good.
that. Come see me. There you go. Well, look, this is I Am Athlete Daily, presented by Vivid Seats. We are back here at our noon slot. We are here to cover a little bit of free agency. There's some basketball talk. Jeff Teague, I like his podcast. He does a really good job. He has some cool sound bites coming out of that. And then also we need to discuss the NFL's first billion-dollar player. Brian, before we get to the billion-dollar player, can we start with this Cincinnati Bengals news, right? There was a lot of talk about the Cincinnati Bengals being cheap, but they're no longer cheap anymore, right? They go out there and they pay their guys. What's the story there?
Yeah, so it's finally happened, B. JAMARR Chase and Tee Higgins are staying in Cincinnati on big new deals. Chase, 4 years, $161 million. He is now the highest annual salary for any non-quarterback in football history. And Tee Higgins also gets 4 years. His contract is for $115 million. So, B, they now have three players, Joe Burrow, Chase, and Higgins, who take up $125 million of the salary cap. What is your reaction to the deals for Chase and Higgins?
My reaction to this is history is not going to repeat itself anymore. You got to go back to 2011. Jordan Palmer retired on the Cincinnati Bengals because they were notoriously being cheap, right? And they wouldn't break that model. They wouldn't want to pay their guys. They couldn't attract free agents in the new league year every single year. So history is not repeating itself. They go out there and pay them. And this is a really good thing, right? I feel like this is more about Joe Burrow than it is about JAMARR Chase and Tee Higgins, Hollywood, Brian, right? If you don't pay these guys, then you lose. Back in this offense, right? How are you going to be able to build the offensive line, the defensive line, and bring in other people? So there's teams that are doing it. This is going to be interesting to see. There's a lot of money on that offensive side, B.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about this, B, because like my thoughts on this, as soon as I saw these deals come down, actually I was thinking about this for the last month because everybody knew these deals were eventually going to get done. I'm kind of in the camp, like I get Tee Higgins is a great player, but he's injury prone, right? And you already have a stud number one receiver, arguably the number one receiver in football. And I would have personally did a little bit more to help on the defense. I would have kept Hendrickson. I would have let Higgins walk. So what do you think of that opinion?
Interesting. That's interesting. There's a lot here. First, the NFL is quarterback driven. You have to protect your quarterback and you have to make your quarterback happy. So when Joe Burrow comes out and says, we have the resources to do it and I want to see us do it, then you probably need to look at that, right? When Joe Burrow comes out around the Super Bowl time making his media runs and he's saying, I want to keep Trey, I want to keep JAMARR, I want to keep Tee Higgins, I want to keep our tight end, you probably need to look at that, right? So it's all about offense right now. It's all about the quarterback, so I'm not surprised here. And I think sometimes we look at the number and not understand that it's not about the money. It's more so about the chemistry. It's about the continuity. Like, these dudes love each other. There's a clip on our On The Go channel where we're sitting in a cafeteria at the team facility, it's myself, it's T. Higgins, it's Pac-Man Jones, it's JAMARR Chase, it's Boyd when he was there, and it's also Joe Burrow. And the biggest takeaway from my time with them in their room, in their facility, was how much they love each other.
Yeah.
That goes farther. You can put together a killer team and the books are perfect, meaning like, oh man, we invested a little bit here, a little bit there. We have the perfect team, right? The perfect coach, the perfect situation, and still lose. Why?
Yeah.
Because they don't like each other or the chemistry isn't there.
Yeah.
This is worth it to me.
Yeah.
Because of their relationship, because how they play off of each other. Now, they have to do a phenomenal job of drafting, right, and bringing in younger players to fill in the gaps because there's so much money dedicated there. So sometimes we get so caught up in what you just said, B, which you have to look at it because it's a business. Oh, man, we got him, JAMARR Chase. He's potentially the best wide receiver in the league. We just gave him $40 million. Why would we go pay our number 2 quarterback number 1 money?
Yeah.
Why would we do it? He's the highest paid number 2 in the league now.
Yeah.
Why would you do it? Because it makes everyone happy. Because the juice that they bring into the locker room, the juice that they bring when they show up to work every single day. Now that is a real question, his injury, right? Like his status there. The last couple years he's been banged up. He's down here in South Florida training at DBC with David. David is one of those guys that's a legend in the space. He works a lot on biomechanics. He was the LeBron guy. So LeBron James, D Wade, those NBA players, that's how he kind of broke through. He was in the game way before then. Before that, but D Wade and LeBron helped him take his career to a whole nother level. And I say that because T. Higgins really been focused on these soft tissue injuries, and those are things that you can control, right? Now you talk about ACLs and Achilles. That's a different ball game. A hamstring, a quad, we can fix that. Now it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of detail work, which a lot of athletes don't like to do, but he can fix that and he'll be okay, I believe.
Yeah, I like how you at the beginning of the conversation, you went back into 2011. I actually read that this situation and this kind of was the same conversation back in 2012. So Calvin Johnson signed a contract with them back then. It was a 7-year, $113.45 million extension, which made, at the time, him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Now, of course, the numbers are different due to inflation and cap increases, but the impact on the market was similar. However, due to the Detroit Lions having like a smaller salary cap at that point in time, they weren't able to put those necessary players around him, which actually led him to retiring 3 years before his contract was set to expire in 2015. Right. So different scenarios when you talk about that, because the Bengals, you brought up their salary cap situation, is 2 totally different things. I believe it's like 46% off from now, so they have 46% left, the Bengals. Different situations, different times. You said that the Bengals actually now they didn't follow the trend, because they have a trend of not paying their athletes being cheap or anything. Can any other teams in the NFL take after what the Bengals did with JAMARR Chase and T. Higgins?
Well, there's teams that's already out there doing it. There's teams that's doing it, the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions. They paid their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. They pay A.J. Brown, and they pay Smitty. Now, it wasn't $40 million. I think they're paying A.J. Brown right around $26, $27 million, his average per year. And they came around and paid Smitty close to the same. So they're the model, right? And now they went out and let guys go. They traded some players, right? And then they're back into the draft. So that's the model, and it's worked, and it's a copycat league. The crazy part about this whole thing, Brian, Mike Brown, who's notorious for being cheap, could have gotten these receivers for cheaper last year, right?
Yeah.
Almost $30 million. He could have saved $30 million on a JAMARR Chase deal. But he wanted to sit back and, play the old Mike Brown play, and now you had no choice but to pay him what he wanted. And like he said, you know your worth and add a little tax.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing with T. Higgins. Could have got T. Higgins deal done for cheaper. And so when you wait and you have a quarterback like this willing to go out there publicly and say what he said, internally push, this is what happens. I used to get pissed off when I played, Brian, when a guy was negotiating with the team and the other guys on the team wouldn't say anything publicly. Do you know how much leverage that gives a player that's negotiating with the team when their teammates, especially the stars of the team, go out there and say, no, we need to pay that guy? With the Saints and Drew Brees was there, and Drew Brees said nothing publicly. Now, he could have said something privately, but publicly it's a different story. And I'm like, why aren't these guys saying anything, right? The thing that I'm most proud of in my 13 years being in the NFL is my holdout. Brian, did you know I held out?
I do know that you held out, yes.
All right, well, let's see if he really knows. Go to the Vivid Seats app, go into the Game Center, and you can play game trivia day with us. All right, tell me about my holdout. Let's see if you really know.
I can't give you. You got to give me time, B. Like, I didn't know we were going to talk about the details.
You got to give him time. Put him on the spot.
Come on, man. I just know you held out. Come on. Your star wide receiver wanted more money.
Listen.
I get it.
No. Look! I'm throwing my I'm throwing my teammate under the bus right now. No,
I'm one step
I didn't
ahead
hold
of
out
you.
for more money for me. I held out for more money for my quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
And I also called Eric Decker, who had his money, and I said, "Yo, we got our money. We know this is our guy. We need this guy. We don't want another guy. Let's not show up." And we didn't show up. And so we called the team, and I told the team, I said, "What are we doing? Look what we did the year before. Why wouldn't we pay this guy?" Quarterbacks at the time was making $25 million. All he was asking for was like $12 or $13 million. What are we doing? And so it's like, Brandon, let us work it out. No, we're not working anything out. I'm not coming back until my guy is there. Yeah. And I'm calling Eric Decker and telling Eric Decker to hold out too. Deck was looking at me, Brian. He's like, "Bro, are you sure?" I'm like, "I'm positive, bro. Just stay in Tennessee. Stay in the crib in Tennessee. You and Jesse Decker, y'all keep making country music and just enjoy it. Make sure you're training, but don't show up." And so that was my proudest moment. And we also talked about it publicly. And they end up getting a deal done. But it took forever. And it hurt us because we didn't have that offseason to build off of what we did the year before. Yeah. And this is what Coach Payton always says, how teams always mess it up, right? Like, you want the momentum. You don't want to go in the offseason and it's the distractions in the media. T. Higgins isn't happy. JAMARR Chase, he's not there, or he's there, but he's not participating. His back is hurt. His back ain't hurt. He just ain't paid. His back is going to feel better when he get the money. You don't want that. And so this is a great job by Joe Burrow. Not the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a great job by Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is officially the Cincinnati Bengals general manager. They don't have a general manager. And so when you look at these deals getting done right now, you got to give all the credit to Joe Burrow. If it wasn't for Joe Burrow, T. Higgins and JAMARR Chase wouldn't be this rich. Yeah. Now, do they deserve it? Absolutely. But this rich in Cincinnati? No. And in Cincinnati, you got to put a little bit of extra on it. That money go a long way. Yeah. The cost of living in Cincinnati is low.
Oh, it's low. Okay.
Expensive.
Not New York. Yeah.
No. No. Now, Cincinnati, I do like what they're doing. They're developing, and there's some cool little things happening there on the scene, entertainment, the restaurant scene, and the creative scene. I do like Cincinnati, but a dollar goes a long way in Cincinnati.
Is this a Super Bowl contending team now?
Yeah, when you
they
got
were
Joe
anyways,
Burrow, yeah, they're definitely a Super Bowl contending team for sure. Having T. Higgins and JAMARR Chase paid and happy.
Yeah.
Watch what happened. Now, the last couple of years, they've been starting off really rocky and slow, right, B? I guarantee they start off hot. I guarantee this team start off hot.
They better.
And they're
They
Super
better
Bowl.
be.
Yeah, they better. Yeah, or it's going to be some problems.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a quarterback like this, man, you're always in position.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is special, man. This is Joe Montana-esque. That's who this is.
Yeah.
But B, like you mentioned it's a copycat league, right? So like if you're Joe Burrow, right, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You look at, the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and it seems like they are more under the blanket of like, okay, let's beef up our defense because I know I'm awesome. I know I can make my guys around me great. Like and Patrick Mahomes might be the best example of this because everybody's saying like, oh, the offense isn't as good as it used to be. It's not as good as it used to be, but the defense has been top 3 for the last like 3 or 4 years, and they're winning Super Bowls. So I get the getting weapons for younger quarterbacks. I totally get it for like rookies, sophomores, even third-year players to get them confidence and build up their their repertoire in the NFL. But if you're Joe Burrow, why aren't you right now saying, okay, like I got JAMARR Chase, that's fine, but maybe we give it to Trey Hendrickson because I can make the other guy. I can get a T. Higgins, or I can turn a running back into a Derrick Henry. It's like betting more on himself as opposed to getting money for other guys. What do you say about that?
Because everything you just said excluded the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, I can bring in a running back. I can bring in another receiver, but it won't be the same. These dudes love each other. They're real brothers. And that's what separates the good teams from the great teams. All you have to do, if you want to see if your team has a chance, just pay attention to them off the field. Go to their favorite restaurants, see, is it 1 or 2 of them, or is it 7 or 8 sitting together? See what they do. See how they interact with each other. Relationships is everything, especially in that locker room. It goes a long way. And then also, I don't think there's I don't think it's black and white when it comes to the formula to winning in the National Football League, right? Yeah. You mentioned Patrick Mahomes having a top 5, top 6 defense over the last 2-3 years. Coach Spagnuolo, doing a phenomenal job. But then when you look at this past Super Bowl down in New Orleans, Super Bowl 54, they lost to Jalen Hurts, who had 2 number 1 wide receivers, highly paid. Now, Howie is the guy. Howie went out there and got the deal done with Saquon. Howie was the guy that went and drafted the entire Georgia Bulldogs football team.
Right, yes, right.
Right?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So Howie did a great job, and I think that's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals' challenge, is not having that general manager. I don't think Mike Brown is the guy. He's never been the guy to go out there and build a championship team. They haven't done it, right? Are they the only team that hasn't won it? Is it the Cincinnati Bengals? Can we Google? Can we fact check?
The Cardinals haven't won a Super Bowl either, B. There's a couple teams. I don't think the Vikings have ever won it. There are a couple teams out there that haven't won it.
Download the Vivid Seats app. Jump into the Game Center and answer this question for me. What teams, and this is for opportunity to go to Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar. You want to answer, or you Google, or you Chat GPT? Because Chat GPT is taking over Google SEO. You Googled it? All right, what's the answer? Detroit Lions haven't won a Super Bowl? Okay, go ahead. Detroit
Lions, Los Angeles Chargers.
The Los Angeles Chargers, you sure?
That's what Google said.
Okay, that's what Google
They had
said.
1 appearance.
Buffalo Bills,
Vikings, Texans,
Browns,
Browns, Jaguars, and Titans. The Bengals on that list? Are they won it? The Bengals win it?
No, they haven't won, but they had 3 appearances.
They're not on that list?
Correct.
They're not on the list. So is this list, can we trust this list? If that's Google, maybe Google is broken and maybe we need to use Chat GPT. We got a little Chat GPT coming up later in the show. Chat GPT created a list for us of 5 players, I believe, that could potentially get big bags, and a couple that could potentially be the first to get $1 billion contract.
Yep. That is correct.
Can we believe it? There's more.
The Cardinals, Falcons, Panthers, and Bengals.
Cardinals, Falcons, Panthers, and Bengals.
Yeah, there's a lot, B. There's a lot, B.
Yep,
There's a
12
lot
teams.
of terrible organizations out there, huh?
Brian, what's next up on the agenda, man?
Dang, how many organizations haven't won the Super Bowl?
I really
That's
want to get into this.
crazy.
B, I love this next topic because I think you'll be really good on it. So let's talk about some trash talking going on in the NFL this offseason. DeMarcus Lawrence is a living Cowboys legend, as we already know, but he left Dallas for Seattle last week, and then he made these comments. Take a listen to this.
Made my home there. My family lives there. I'm forever going to be there. But, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah. We here.
So, B, that got Micah Parsons involved, and he called Lawrence a clown. So that sparked a whole back and forth between the two of them. And then I saw another clip over the weekend where Najee Harris, who left the Steelers for the Chargers, he took a subtle jab at the older facilities in Pittsburgh, basically saying that the Chargers facility and even his facilities at Alabama are better than the ones that he had in Pittsburgh. So I got to ask you about this, B, because obviously you had a few former teams in your career. What do you think about taking shots at your old employer? Is it fair, foul? Where are you on this?
I think it's fair, and I think it should be embraced. But everything's so political, and we always got to take the high road. Right? So should you do it? Yeah. But is it smart from a business standpoint? Probably not. Right? We're so institutionalized when it comes to sports. Oh, just thank them. No, why am I thanking you? No, you traded me. You cut me. You didn't pay me. We have real beef. Why do I got to go out there publicly and now say that everything's kumbaya? It's not. So when you look at this situation, DeMarcus and Micah,
Yeah, whose side do you want?
Here. Whose side am I on here?
I'm with you, B. I think it's hilarious.
I would like to see. I would like to see Micah. Here's what I learned being in the NFL. When you're balling and winning, man, you can say whatever and do whatever, and it's embraced, right? Mm-hmm. And it's received the right way. Now you take that same energy to a losing season, a losing situation, and it's perceived the wrong way.
Yeah.
When I went to the Chicago Bears, man, I had this like energy of like when we win, we distribute the praise, and when we lose, it's on us, me, the leaders. And I would call people out like, we lost, but we won 11 games this season. We lost, and I'm like, yo, that's on me, that's on Jay Cutler, that's on us. We stunk it up.
Right.
It was great. Then we start losing from a season standpoint. Then it was, oh, he's a bad teammate. Why is he calling the guys out? I literally took the same script and the same playbook. So then I went to New York, and I was like, that's a key learning for me. I'll change it up. I'm saying all that to say this. Micah Parsons right now, I feel like, should do less and go out there 24, 25 sacks and then come back and do way more than he ever did. More podcasting, more tweeting. But right now you got to lay low. You have to lay low. And then the reason why I'm torn here too is because when I look at DeMarcus Lawrence, you're 32 and you were there for 10 years. So you were part of the problem as well. Right? And you're definitely not winning the Super Bowl in Seattle. So you're not winning it. You weren't going to win it in Dallas. You're definitely not going to win it in Seattle. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the moves Seattle made. But bringing in Cooper Kupp and bringing in Darnold, I don't know if that's the answer. Right? This is a losing situation.
So you basically saying both of them need the hush?
Yeah, they both need the hush.
They both need to sit down.
They both need the hush.
So would you have done it? Would that have been something you had did?
Yeah, for sure. I would have said something. I mean, I'm always going to say something that's wrong. So absolutely, I would have said something. I would have said something. Depending on my career, I remember when I got traded, from the Chicago Bears to the Jets. I was taking shots at Jay Cutler and Alshon and Matt Forte, Martellus. They would call me and laugh at me, but I would take shots at Jay. Because there's real beef sometimes. That's what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, right? The chemistry and continuity. Sometimes your favorite teams and your favorite players don't even like each other, and that's the reason why they're not successful on the field. If y'all not good in the locker room, if y'all can't go share a meal off the field, it's going to be really hard to win games.
So did you ever have a story of somebody that you didn't like, or stars on the team and it was just tension?
Yeah, I mean, the classic beef that's public is Jay Cutler. Like, this was my guy. We were drafted in 2006, the same year, same draft class to the Denver Broncos. He was our first round pick, and I was drafted in the 4th round. And so we're like brothers. I still consider him a brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just beefing brothers.
Beefing brothers. B, what else we got, man?
Right. So Jay, my final year in Chicago, right? Because it's just like so much pressure, so much tension. We gotta win.
Yeah.
Jay and I, we stopped talking. Right? Like, so I went a whole season. I'm the number 1 wide receiver, or supposed to be, and we're not even talking. And there was just little things for me. I'm like, yo, they gave us the money. Just how they gave Joe Burrow, JAMARR Chase, T. Higgins the money, they gave us the money.
Yeah.
Right? Me, Alshon, Matt Forte, Martellus Bennett, Bushrod. We drafted Big Guard, Kyle Long. It's like, this is the monster of the Midway. No longer are we going to try to build this around our defense, which made the Chicago Bears legendary for so long. They said, no, we're giving it to you guys. And I feel like we just didn't do a great job with that.
Yeah.
And so it created some tension. I had a situation with Ryan Fitzpatrick, similar thing, our last year, a lot of tension, trying to win, trying to figure it out. We stopped talking for a little bit. And then afterwards I caught him, I was like, what are we doing?
Beefing about.
What are we doing, Ryan?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to go the rest of our lives not talking over some football beef? And he looked at me and said, you're right. And now we're back best buds.
Besties.
But it went a year. He wasn't starting. We benched him. I asked him to release me the next year. So that last year, my last year in the league, I didn't talk to one of my favorite people in the world.
Wow.
Over some football beef. Over, we didn't score a touchdown. You didn't throw me the ball, or you didn't get open. What's the problem? Think about that. Think about how many relationships are ruined over sports, over a game. It's like, no, we're just in a moment right now.
Yeah.
You got to be able to separate the two. So there was a lot of beef. There's a lot of moments like that. And so I refuse to let my relationship with Ryan Fitzpatrick fall by the wayside over a moment that we had in practice or a game.
Yeah, I love it. Brian?
All right, guys, let's move on to the next topic. This is I Am Athlete Daily presented by Vivid Seats. Shout out to our friends Sean and Jimmy for this next topic. It's a banger. So they asked ChatGPT who will be the highest paid NFL players 10 years from now in the year 2035. And Andrew, I think, has the graph. You can throw it up there. The answers are fascinating. So, like, if you go from 5 to 1, you got Micah Parsons. He would be the highest paid defensive player ever. It's 6 years, $360 million. The numbers on these are just absolutely wild. So then you got Marvin Harrison, 5 years at $325. He would obviously be the highest paid non-quarterback offensive player. And then you got, like, the quarterbacks, obviously. C.J. Stroud, 8 years for $850 million. Arch Manning, who isn't even in the NFL, but he's got that last name and he's got a lot of hype attached to his name coming into the pros. 10 years for $1 billion. And then you got Caleb Williams, who's obviously in the league. People think he's kind of the next great thing. 10 years, $1.1 billion. So, B, just what is your reaction to this list?
I love it. When I saw this on our Instagram account, I was like, this is dope. This is pretty cool. I really enjoyed this post. And so I'm glad we're talking about it right now. I can see it happening. The NFL is the highest revenue generating league out of all the leagues, right? Yeah. Baseball, basketball, soccer. It's the NFL. Think about that. Mm-hmm. You see it right there.
19.3 billion.
19.3 billion. But the players over the years have been paid the less. Baseball players are already making that, right? What did
Ohtani.
Show me the money Ohtani get? What did he get? Was it 700 million?
Yeah, it was over 700 million. I think it was 10 years, 750. I think was the exact number.
So think about that. This makes sense to me. If these players are in the most profitable, most revenue generating league, why aren't they making the more money? Excuse me, basketball
I think
players.
It's low, B. I think this is low. I'm just gonna say it. I think this is.
You
low.
think it's low?
I think it's low. I think it's gonna be higher than this. This is 10 years from now, B. And the way that inflation is, and the way the salary cap keeps rising, I think this is low. I really do. This is 10 years from now. It's a long time.
The NFL, can we throw that list back up there? The NFL just can't mess it up, right? Mm-hmm. The product is great. The NBA, they got ahead of their skis, right? There was a couple years where it was phenomenal. They were expanding. They were doing some cool things internationally. Yep. And I don't know what happened, how they got off track, but the game is just it's in a tough spot right now. As we know, we're not going to beat a dead horse when it comes to the NBA. But the NFL, if we want to see players hit these numbers, which means owners are going to also be making more money, they just can't mess it up. Yeah. It's in a great place. How do you mess it up if you're in the NFL? Adding more games. Mm-hmm. How do you mess it up if you're in the NFL? Creating too many rules that's protecting the offensive players. Yeah. Because now the game gets soft. That's why we love it. It's an aggressive sport. It's a violent sport. So if you get too soft, then that energy isn't going to be there, and it's going to mess up the product. But Caleb Williams, I can see this happening. 10 years, $4 billion. Archie Manning. My only question here is to ChatGPT. If ChatGPT will listen, let me see this real quick. Let me just reach out to ChatGPT.
I knew this was coming.
All right, ChatGPT. I got a question for you.
Brian, how often do you use ChatGPT?
ChatGPT.
Not as much as I probably should, Hollywood.
We're on I Am Athlete Daily right now, and we ask you who will be the top paid players in the NFL in 2035. And there's an interesting list that you guys have here. Caleb Williams, Archie Manning, CJ Stroud, Micah Parsons, Jaden Daniels. Why didn't you include Shedeur Sanders? That's my question to you, ChatGPT.
B, Jaden Daniels wasn't on that list. That's what I was going to ask you. That's what's going to be my follow-up question.
Yeah, he wasn't on the list.
Oh, sorry. It was Marvin Harrison. It was Micah Parsons.
Yeah. So why is ChatGPT throwing shade at JD, B?
Well, I'm more concerned. You're right. JD's definitely going to get the bag.
Yeah,
especially hanging out with Magic Johnson. I saw he and his mom was just hanging out at Magic Johnson Enterprises last week. Yeah. You know, so he's definitely going to get $1 billion. Hell, he might be the first to get to $1 billion, right? Jaden Daniels. But I am interested in this Shedeur Sanders thing. You got Archie Manning there, and then you got Shedeur. Wouldn't Shedeur get paid before him? It's a great question, and I see where you're going with this. This is ChatGPT. Let me break it down. When projecting the highest paid NFL players in 2035, I looked at a mix of factors: current talent, market trends, positional value, and how the league is evolving. Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud are already proving themselves as franchise quarterbacks, while Archie Manning, assuming he follows the family legacy, could be the next big thing. Micah Parsons, ? Generational talent at a premium defensive position. Jaden Daniels, ? If he translates to the league like I expect, his dual threat ability will be a massive asset. But you're right. Shedeur Sanders should absolutely be in the conversation. His name might have been left off because of the questions about how his game will translate long term, but let's be real. He has all the tools, arm talent, pocket presence, leadership, and marketability if he continues to develop and dominate at the next level. He could not only be on this list, but maybe even at the top of it. Thanks, ChatGPT. I love you so much. This was really good.
So you saying, B, Shador's going to get a $1 billion contract? You saying it?
Bro, he has, I keep saying this, the moxie, the flair, the energy,
You got it.
the talent, the family legacy to take the game to another place, right? There's only 2 global, maybe 3 now, and pretty much they're all retired, global football players. Soccer players, they're global. It's international. Even basketball, international. They play basketball in damn Budapest. They play basketball in China. They play basketball everywhere. You can't play football everywhere.
Yeah.
Some places don't even know football exists.
It's a fact. It's a fact. And
So there's only 3 NFL guys that are global. Download Vivid Seats app. Jump into Game Center and you can play to win. Do you
Hey,
know,
B, you know what?
or who do you think are global? Who do you guys think are global?
I agree with you. I agree with Shador.
No, give me 3 global
3.
players right now.
3 global players.
Right.
3.
Ronaldo.
Past and present. There's only 3. No, NFL.
Oh, NFL. Brady.
Yes, very good.
Jerry Rice.
The catch.
I was
No.
gonna say the same
Jerry,
thing.
no.
Ooh, I was going Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Global. And you know the third,
Who is it?
potentially, Deion Sanders now, right? Because of what he's done post career.
Yeah.
Not his NFL career, not his, after his TV career. It's what he's doing in coaching now. He's a cultural, social phenomenon, right? Like you can go to Italy right now and they're going to have his prime shades on. Outside of
What, B?
who else is global? And I'm saying all that because Shador it takes winning 7 Super Bowls or having all of it together to be that guy. Shador will be the face of the NFL.
I really want something that stood out to me here, and when you talk about the salary cap early in the conversation. So did you know that the NFL salary cap grew 227% since 2005? And one of the biggest challenges in this conversation for these billion-dollar contracts in 2035 is that the CBA expires in 2030. How much of an impact do you see the CBA playing in that, if this was to be the case, possibly?
Yeah, it's going to be a fight. There's a few things on the line, and I'm not in those meetings anymore. The NFLPA, the players just gather in Hawaii for their annual meeting to go through these things. They're prepping now, right? Like I have a great relationship with the PA, great relationship with our new president, Lloyd, and they're meeting about what we need to do, right? To fix a few things that are not in our favor. And the owners are doing the same. So there's always going to be a fight. But this relationship forming between Lloyd and also Roger Goodell is a good one, from what I hear, which makes negotiations easier. When the game is when the game is working and it's not broken, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. So it shouldn't be this terrible energy going into this one. The previous relationship between players and owners was very tough, and it had to be. There was a lot going on. But I think now guys are seeing the benefits of working together and being more collaborative. So I don't see the next round of negotiations being that tough. Players, like former players like myself, we feel that there should be lifetime benefits. You have benefits 5 years after you retired, and after that it expires, and they have some other benefits for you, but it's not the same, right? So there's things like that we have to fight for. Yeah, and there's also other positions that we have to fight for. We can't continue to allow the running backs to be overlooked and underappreciated. So there's things that we have to do there from a collusion standpoint. And then obviously there's so much more, and I'm just talking about it from a retired player's point of view that's not in those conversations.
Yeah, love it. Brian?
Oh.
Yeah, before I give it to good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, before I was going to give it to Hollywood to move us along the show, I think I'm going to issue a challenge to Sean and Jimmy, because I think we should do this for basketball. I think we should do this for the NBA, because I think the numbers are going to be wild, and it would be interesting to see who the players were. So, Sean and Jimmy, let's do that. Let's see if we can get some ChatGPT on the highest paid NBA players coming up in the next 5 or 10 years. That would be, I think, a wild list with the way the money has already been thrown around in that league, for sure. So, go ahead, Hollywood.
You know what else? We should chat GPT. March Madness brackets, right? And so our friends over at Vivid Seats, they're partnering up with a few folks, and they launch College Basketball Crown Tournament. Mm-hmm. The College Basketball Crown Tournament. This is a new thing. This is to replace the NIT. Nobody watches NIT anymore. Right? So you can chat GPT a bracket, and if you win, it could be so many rewards. Yep. But right now it's happening out in Vegas, and it's pretty cool to watch how they're trying to disrupt this space, because nobody watches NIT anymore. Yeah. But when there's so much money on the line, the College Basketball Crown Tournament could potentially be the space. So our boys here, Shelly and Guy, did this cool little spot for Vivid. Take a peek at this.
Getting with these pigs, bro. What are we pigging?
Let's see. This guy right here. Been hooping all season.
Nah, bro. He just broke up with his girlfriend. You think he's gonna drop 20 after a heartbreak?
What about this dude right here?
Bro, did you not watch the last game?
I did watch the last game.
He was wearing a red headband.
So what?
Red means stop.
Oh my God.
I can't rock with it. Boom.
Him right here. Baller.
Oh, this morning he tweeted that he was feeling dangerous.
So that's a good thing, right?
It means turnovers. I can't do it.
Oh my God. Boom. Look what he just posted on Instagram.
Sushi?
Sushi is raw. You know what else is raw? Talent. His talent. Which means he's about to cook. He's about to cook.
That's the one. Yeah! That's the one.
Let's go. 15. Crowd rising to the feet. George will defend Lillard. Spread floor. Lillard with 47 tonight. Working it down to 2-1. A deep three. Oh! What is playing the series of walk-off
That was really good.
That was great.
That was really good. Guy, come out here. Where's the superstars? Guy, come out here, guy. Come out here. Get your 15 seconds of fame, guy. Come out here. Hurry up, guy. Can he sit here for a couple of seconds? Yeah. Can he sit here? Guy McCarthy, introduce yourself again to the chat and everybody watching. Who are you? What do you do?
You know, I'm Guy. I'm kind of do everything here. Feel me? I'll do social, I'll edit, help produce, everything.
Talk to us about the inspiration behind this beautiful work of art. This was really cool.
So this is for Vivid Picks, and we were just thinking about like the average gambler, like parlays, everything. Like we were just thinking like a real life situation on what we would do, and that's how we thought about it.
Interesting. So what's your vision for this space? Because this was really good. That when I saw, I said, a 10. A 10. I gave you guys a 10. So what's the vision as you guys move forward and navigate through more content like this?
It's definitely more to come. We're definitely doing more skits. We're going to start pulling up to games. We're going to have some fans actually pick out our parlays. I'm put $500 on a 3-leg parlay and let the fans pick it.
Let the fans pick it.
Let the fans pick it.
I love it. Can we do this with the NBA?
We can.
There we go. That's Guy McCarthy. Another round for Guy McCarthy. Great job, Guy. So proud of you, Guy. See, that's what happens when you get out the way, Brian. You just like, hey, let the talent be the talent, man. Very talented. What do you think? What was your favorite part of that skit, B?
It was a great skit. I tell Guy and Shelly all the time, we need more of that stuff. So keep the sauce going, like you say, and we'll make Vivid Picks pop for sure. It's an awesome app, so get on there and make your picks.
There you go. There you go. All right, so what do we have next? I see a little CBC logo. Oh, that's not for me. Free agency report card.
Well, before we get into it, B, I want to shout out our friends at Vivid Seats because we have the bracket for the first ever college basketball crown tournament. You mentioned it. We have it fresh off the presses. So March 31st through April 6th from the Strip in Las Vegas. Vivid Seats is the official ticketing provider of the CBC. So again, download the app and get your tickets. So it's an interesting bracket, B, because we have a team in the bracket that is near and dear to your heart, the UCF Knights. So what do you think about UCF's chances of taking this thing out in Vegas, B?
Yeah, UCF is definitely going to take it. Mikey Williams is in his bag right now. What he's done
Hall too,
for
B.
the program.
Keyshawn Hall can
Yeah,
play,
but Mikey, 100%. But the reason why I talk about Mikey is everything he's gone through. And then also when you have someone like that make a decision like that to say, I'm going to go play there, it attracts other guys, right? It attracts business, attracts brands. And so Mikey has done a lot for this program. And if they can pull this off for our basketball program, he's going to forever be GOATed as a Knight. So I got UCF taking it all, B, of course. And it's not just me saying it because I'm an alum. Like, they're really balling. Yeah. It's a really good team.
Yeah, and again, B, you mentioned it. This is like a new postseason tournament. Again, I think people kind of faded out of the NIT. So, again, shout out to Fox and Vivid Seats for bringing in this tournament. You got Nova in this tournament. You got some other big squads like Washington State had a big year. Boise State had a big year. I know that they just missed out on the tournament. So, yeah, coming up in Vegas, March 31st through April 6th. Get your tickets now on that Vivid Seats app.
There we go.
Love it. Brian, what else we got on the agenda?
All right, so we can go right into free agency report card here, guys. So, Brandon, we're going to put you on the spot. I want to get your grades of the biggest moves in the NFL so far this offseason. So, you ready to go?
Let's do it. I like this. Mm-hmm. This is an interesting
right.
segment. I'm excited about this one.
All right, let's go. Let's start with Justin Fields to the Jets. What grade are you giving the Jets for this move?
Justin Fields to the Jets. Now, you threw the question at me, what grade do I give them? We're not even there yet. This isn't a report card for this particular team. It's a progress report. Remember, progress report, I don't even know if they still do this. It's either incomplete or it's an S for satisfactory, right?
I can
so
tell
I'm going to give them an S for
they
satisfactory.
Yep.
They still do it?
Yep,
yeah, so this is an S.
I have two
this
kids
is
in
an
grade
S.
school. Yep, they do it.
Right, because you're on track, right? Like, I can't give you an A because it's not like a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. We still need to see. I need to see what he learned. Can he be like a Geno Smith that where his career wasn't great, or Sam Darnold to start? Wasn't in the best situation potentially. Maybe he contribute to it. Now you take a back seat. You're a backup. Boom. You learn from Russell Wilson, Coach Tomlin. And then also there's other things that you learn just by holding the clipboard and seeing there. It definitely helps you mature and grow from a player perspective. So I'm going to give this an S for satisfactory. I'm not ready to give it a grade, but I like the move by the Jets, and I'm excited for Justin Fields. This is going to be one of those teams that we watch moving forward.
All right, Raiders trading for Geno, B. What grade are you giving Vegas for that move?
Geno Smith goes to the Las Vegas Raiders, reunites with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was the guy that actually gave him that opportunity, right? They wrote me off, but I ain't right back. Well, it was Pete Carroll that gave him that opportunity, right? Said, no, Geno, we giving you the ball. And so I'm going to give this an A because that chemistry and continuity that I keep talking about, it matters between the head coach and also that quarterback. The quarterback position is the most important position in all of sports. I've said it 1,000 times on this platform. And then also in the NFL, it's the number one predictor of success. If the quarterback's successful, then the team will be successful. And, you know, I'm a wide receiver. I want to say wide receiver. I want to say team. I want to say all that. If you don't got no quarterback, you don't got a chance.
Yeah.
Now, you don't need your quarterback to be MVP, but you need your quarterback to make the plays, not mess up the game, to show up, lead the team. That's what you need. And so Geno Smith coming in is going to give Pete Carroll an interesting start because he'll be more comfortable. Pete Carroll's a rah-rah guy. Everything has to feel good, right? I was there in Seattle with Pete Carroll. I played with Geno Smith. This is a good couple here, and I'm excited to see. Now, I think they're at 7th in the draft, picking in the draft.
6 to be.
So
Raiders
they may
picking
chill.
6.
They're 6. They're 6. If there's a quarterback there, there's 3 good ones at the top of the draft. What do they do? Or do they go and add some more depth in other positions, or do they find a starter? Well, at that spot, you're going to probably bring in a starter. So I think they go for a starter, but we'll see what they do if there's a quarterback sitting there. Because they're saying Shador, which is crazy. They're saying Shador could potentially slide, which is wild.
All right, Geno and DK are out. Darnold and Cooper are in for the Hawks. So what grade do you give Seattle for these moves?
This is a D- for Seattle. Like, what? You didn't get better. You didn't get better. So what did you say? Geno and DK Metcalf is out, and in comes Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get better. If anything, you got worse. Geno Smith the last couple of years been top 5 in almost every single quarterback category. Now, last year there was a little dip in touchdowns and his touchdown to interception ratio. He needs to get better there, get back on track. I think he was like 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, something like that. Sam Darnold had a phenomenal start to the year, but then tumultuous end of the year. I don't know what happened, right? But I do think he's a starting quarterback in his league, at least for a couple of more years. But you didn't get better. You didn't get better. Cooper Kupp. I mean, you lose DK and you lost Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
So this is a D- for me.
All right. Steelers trade for DK and then sign him to a fat new deal right after they make the trade. So what grade are you giving the Steelers for that move, B?
With Russ, it would be an A. DK Metcalf to the Steelers. They keep Russell Wilson, it's an A. Without him, it's a D. Why do I say that? DK Metcalf just finished up year 6. His first 3 years in the league, I personally was talking about him as a top 5 wide receiver. Since Russ left, he hasn't even been in the top 10 conversation. His best years was his first 3 years. 30 touchdowns, over 3,000 yards, just balling and getting better every single year. This dude is, man, physically, it's like Megatron, Julio Jones, all in one. It's crazy. So I like him because of their relationship. Again, Joe Burrow, why did the Cincinnati Bengals go pay T. Higgins and JAMARR Chase that way? Because Joe Burrow love him. That's his guys. Y'all got to understand how the locker room operate. It ain't all about just this guy, that guy. Oh, well, he's not worth that. No, he's worth it to that team. So when you look at DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson's relationship off the field, it goes a long way. They were just at the Oscars together at the gold party, hanging out. Russell Wilson is the one that introduced him to his now fiance, Normani, excuse me. Sierra and Russ introduced them. And then also the bigger part to this conversation is George on the other side, number 14. He ain't for everybody, but he's somebody. He's a dog.
Higgins.
Literally, Georgia Bulldog. He's a dog. And when you have receivers like this, right, like that, like both of these dudes, what they say, the 2 biggest crash outs in the NFL, like I was like that for a little bit. You got to have that right quarterback. And Russ is the perfect guy for him. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers can handle them 2 guys crashing out. What are he going to do? Russ he call it neutral. Russ call it being neutral. They crashing out, Russ going to be neutral. Russ going to start praying for him, laying hands on him. Aaron Rodgers, Hey, y'all want to go to the cave with me? No, we don't want to go to a darkness retreat with you, Aaron Rodgers. What are we doing? No.
What was the name of the place he went to, Aaron Rodgers?
That was ayahuasca. He went to like Costa Rica or something. But like, no, I like Aaron Rodgers, but I don't like Aaron Rodgers in this situation. I send Aaron Rodgers to New York with my boy Dayball, and my boy Russ needs to go back. Poor Russ too. Coach Tomlin's birthday was Friday or something, or Saturday, and Russ on his Instagram wishing him happy birthday. He's like, he wishing all his guys happy birthday. You know, Russ want to go back so bad. Russ ain't trying to be in them streets no more. Them streets cold. Russ ain't trying to be man. Y'all need to bring Russ back. Bring him back. Aaron Rodgers, what are we doing? Don't do that. Don't panic. Don't panic, Pittsburgh. And I'm from right around the corner.
Yeah,
I'm a Steelers fan, and I want to win. I'm a Steelers fan now. Not a Jets, not a Denver Bronco, not a Chicago Bears. I appreciate the teams, but dang, black and gold is so rich and so powerful that a guy that made it to the NFL, played for several teams, 13 years, I'm still a Steelers fan. As a Steelers fan, I want Russell Wilson.
You want Russell Wilson.
With those guys. Watch what happens. Now, defense, get it together. Get it together. So that's with Russ is an A. Sorry for being long-winded. That's the only way for me.
It's okay.
Without Russ is a D.
All right.
It's a D.
The Commanders.
What's going to happen? What's up? You don't have. Hold on. You don't have. Aaron, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers in this conversation. What's happening with Aaron Rodgers? What are you hearing, Brian?
There's still nothing out there. There's rumors that he could retire. There's rumors that the Giants don't want him. There's obviously not a lot of places for him to land right now. And I read another report that the Vikings don't want him. So I'm thinking he's going to retire. I know this is an entirely separate conversation, but I think he's retiring.
So what's happening? Pittsburgh wants him, right? That's what Adam Schefter on ESPN went out there and said, that Pittsburgh wants Aaron Rodgers, and that's the holdup, and that's what they're waiting on. If they don't get him, they revert back to Russell Wilson if he's still available, right?
Yeah. But if Russell Wilson signs with the Giants or goes somewhere else, then they're kind of stuck with Aaron Rodgers. So again, this whole quarterback situation in Pittsburgh is fascinating. I'm really curious who's going to land that job next year.
Coach Tomlin, please listen to me. The standard is the standard, and you're about to F it up.
Ooh.
You're going to miss out on Russell Wilson. You keep playing around, he's going to end up over there with Brian Daboll. And I like them two together. But I like Russell Wilson better in Pittsburgh. You know what you need to do. We got to fix a few things on the offense. But you know how it is. You've had a few guys over at the receiver position. Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, what's my guy's name? Won the Super Bowl. Oh, I can't believe it's slipping my name.
Santonio Holmes?
No, not Hines. Santonio Holmes. You even had a cup of tea with Plexico Burrs.
Yes, you did.
Yo, it takes a special quarterback to be able to keep them two together. That's that man right there looking, and he threw the picture up at the same. Look at Andrew in the production and control room. Yeah, that's it. He looks good in black and yellow. Look at that. He looked better in black and yellow than he did in the Seattle Seahawks colors. You can't see it, Brian? You don't feel it?
I get it. I get it. I can roll with it for sure.
If you don't just agree with me. If you're Coach Tomlin, what do you do? Be honest with me. What do you do, Brian?
I think they waited too long, B. I think they could have jumped on any one of these other quarterbacks that are now gone. Like, I would have liked Geno in Pittsburgh.
Over Russ?
Yeah, I'm not as big on Russ.
Over Russ?
Yeah. I'm not as big on Russ.
Nobody's big on Russ anymore. Nobody's big on Russ.
Yeah, I think right now they have to go back to Russ because there's their familiarity, and I think he would do well with DK. I really do. I think that would be dynamic. But again, I just think they waited too long. I think they could have potentially found another option. And they're picking too late in the draft to really get a game-changing quarterback. So Maybe Jackson Dart if he falls, or maybe your boy Shador if he falls. But I think this quarterback situation is going to be dicey for them this year.
And Russ, we trust.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do one more.
Brian, we got a couple more of these.
Yeah, let's just do one more. Commanders trading for Debo. B. What grade do you give Washington for that move?
I'm going to go back to a progress report. Not ready for the report card. We're halfway through the semester. This is incomplete. It's incomplete, right? Like, I love Devontae. He's going into year 13. He has a few more years in him, but I don't know if he's going to come in and change anything within that offense. I mean, if anything, you go younger. So I give it incomplete. I love Devontae, but and I think Devontae, for him, it's an A for him and an incomplete for the team. He's on the West Coast. He's in L.A. He's in Cali. He loves it out there, right? That's his coast. So it's beautiful for him to get back there. He has a great quarterback. He'll go out there and produce. But does the team get better? I don't know if the team gets better.
Yeah.
All right. Hollywood, take us to the last topic, buddy.
Up?
Go for it.
Got you. Well, yeah, Jeff Teague actually recently on the Out the Mud podcast with Tony Allen and Zach Randolph talked about his first time making the NBA All-Star team in 2015. And it was a pretty funny but considerable point that he made. Let's take a listen.
But I wish I didn't make it. I'm saying that because I got comfortable. Like, I was on a hunt. Once I got the money, I wanted to be an all-star. I was on the hunt. Like, I was at everybody. We was winning. When I made the all-star team at that time, I was averaging like 20. I was on the hunt. After that, I was good. I was like, I made the all-star team. I started saying what Smooth was saying. It's time to get paid. Like, I felt I was underpaid.
I played the contract.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, it's time for me to get paid. So I wasn't even thinking about that. And like one of my homeboys always say, boy, they told your ass to average 16 and 8. Boy, you went and got 16 and 8. You ain't trying to get a point over. You ain't trying.
Brandon, was there ever a point in time for you in the NFL, like when you got comfortable?
Hold on, before you ask me the question, okay. Is he saying that he worked hard to make the All-Star team and then get paid, and after that he started chilling? Is that what he said?
Correct.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, I don't like. How you feel about it? Like, I just don't. Like, I want to compete.
Yeah.
Every time I step on the court, every time I step on the field, I want to compete. Still to this day, with my bad back, old self, I go out there on the blacktop, bro. Like, I want to play. The game is so fun.
Yeah.
Basketball is like the best sport to me. Why wouldn't you want to compete every single day and want to be your best? This is what you do. I don't understand it.
I think money kills motivation.
He probably. Here's the thing, but he probably still played ball. I guarantee Jeff Teague plays to this day.
Right.
Some YMCA, some LA Fitness, some summer thing. He plays.
Yeah.
Why? Because he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basketball is one of those sports you can play till you 70. You go into the gym right now, you're gonna see a 70-year-old wet, swoosh, still shooting.
100%. Well, I think like more than ever too. And since you said, I guess that's the answer to my question. Like, you didn't get comfortable in the league. Was there ever like a clash, like in the locker room, or when you would notice people, even now, like you being the OG, you having those relationships with some of those guys, and you see them, you know, getting comfortable? Like, is there ever like a point to where you shoot him a text or you shoot him a call, or even when you were playing, you was like, bro, what you doing? You got all this bread now, and it seemed like you slacking
Can't
off.
win with him. Won't do it. Can't do it.
There you go.
Who said that? Vivid. Go to Vivid Picks, Vivid Seats. Download the app. Go in the Game Center. Bianca.
I know.
Who made the statement? Can't win with him. Won't do it. Can't do it. He sent them in the locker room. Said, get out of here. Go hit the showers.
One of my favorites.
Vernon Davis walking off the practice field like this, Bianca. Who was it? Bianca for a chance to go see Beyonce. No, she don't care about Beyonce. You know what, Bianca? She watches rock and roll. I mean, she listens to rock and roll. What about the chain smokers?
No.
You want the chain smokers?
Yeah, I like chain smokers.
You like the Chainsmokers. Who's your top 3 rock bands? We'll send. Give me 3. Green Day is very good. I bet you don't know Green Day.
I don't know nothing about Green Day.
You don't know Green Day?
I don't know Green Day.
Oh my goodness, the most legendary song?
I don't know nothing about Green Day.
All right, who else? Green Day, who else? Can't Win With Them. We're going to get back to it. This was Green Day's song was my senior year high school. Like, you have to pick a song. Every class have a song. Yeah. What was that? What was that song? You know what I'm talking about?
American Idiot.
Is it?
Green Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's their main song.
No, I think it was When I Come Around. It was this one. This was my senior year song.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I went to a white school.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, okay. All right, so Green Day number 2 is what? Metallica? You listen to hard rock?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, okay,
Bianca.
Metallica.
Let's
Okay,
go.
great. Who's 3? She said.
You can throw in, let's throw in Billy Joel. He's
Billy Joel.
ballad rock.
Wow.
Billy Joel.
80s ballad rock, Billy Joel. Okay, there you go. So Bianca, we talk about some culture stuff on the show. Beyonce is on tour, and also Kendrick Lamar. Okay, but I know you don't really care to go to those concerts. You want Green Day. Let's see in the app if there's any cool rock tours going on, concerts going on right now. If you get this answer right, you had time to chat GPT, Google, we will send you to a Green Day concert if they're on tour. What's the answer? Who said it? Can't win with them. Won't do it. Can't do it. Come on, we're about to end the show right here. We're about to end the show. You're ending the show for us. Huh? Give you a hint. Who you want to call? You can call one person. You can call one person in the building, right? You got 10 seconds to call one person. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Nope.
I say you can phone a friend, and you say Jim Mora. No.
Is it Pete Singer?
Pete Singer? Who the hell is Pete Singer?
Oh my gosh.
I said you can phone a friend. Mike Singletary. Yay! So to end the show with this Jeff T soundbite, and then I do want to end the show with our spot from Vivid Picks again. That was so good. We need to see it again. But no, Hollywood, you can't win with them.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a cornerback out there. You see how I brought it all back around?
I see it.
You see?
I
You got to
like that.
stay with me.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Just stay with me. There was a
We're back on
cornerback
track.
out there that was paid a couple times, and he was done. But as you guys know, like, I never made the playoffs. I'm at the end of my career, and I'm still fighting. I'm still grinding. I want to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. And we had some cool pieces in place. And this dude, we needed him, and we paid him. And he, just like Jeff Teague, was just coasting. He was coasting, and it pissed a lot of people off in the organization. But what do? He got the bag.
Yeah.
He got the bag. Piggybacking off of the bag, we have college basketball crown tournament.
Okay.
Presented by Vivid Seats. Take a look at this spot that we did, Guy and Shelly with Vivid Picks, and we will see y'all tomorrow on I Am Athlete.
Getting with these picks, bro. What are we picking?
Let's see. This guy right here. Been hooping all season.
Bro, he just broke up with his girlfriend. You think he's gonna drop 20 after a heartbreak?
What about this dude right here?
Bro, did you not watch the last game?
I did watch the last game.
He was wearing a red headband.
So what?
Red means stop.
Oh my God.
I can't rock with it. Boom.
Him right here. Baller.
Oh, this morning he tweeted that he was feeling dangerous.
So that's a good thing, right?
It means turnovers. I can't do it.
Oh my God. Ooh. Look what he just posted on Instagram.
Sushi?
Sushi is raw. You know what else is raw? Talent. His talent. Which means he's about to cook. He's about to cook.
That's the one.
Yeah!
That's the one. That's the one. Let's go.
15